We have a very scared little boy that is very concerned. So we would like to find some solution to that. Maybe a compromise so you quit bugging him at 1:30 in the morning. The first thing that started off that got my attention was the Christmas ornament on the tree. So we moved in here in November, and then we had a little get together of some friends in December. And I walked into the great room here, which is like the living room. We call it the great room. And the Christmas tree was there. Against the window, and I turned around and looked at the fireplace, and I heard kind of a thud. And when I turned back around, right behind me was a Christmas ornament off the tree. So I thought, oh, and so I picked it up and I put it back on the tree. And then we had our little get together that night, and then the next day, I went back into the great room again and was standing there, and I heard a thud. And I turned around, and it was the same ornament off the tree.
Right. We got signal.
The only one
Is
that's
that
came up so
you
far.
testing it?
Do it again. What was that?
Behind Rachel, whatever.
And knocking
it
on
was.
It's funny, you asked if you were testing it, and the word generator here said not.
Oh,
I'm
you're
not
not
testing
testing it.
Rachel, where'd that knocking noise come from?
Over there.
Oh, it's over there? It sounded like it was like, but it might be echoing.
Might be.
Telling us kind of behind you.
I heard it out of this ear, not this one, so I assume
Oh.
it's over there.
Are you in the kitchen?
Yeah, everybody else will be in bed, and I'll be sitting on the couch right there, either watching TV or on the laptop or both. And out of the corner of my eye, there's a movement. And it's always with this door over here. And it's like somebody, out of the corner of your eye, somebody just walked by the door. And you look at the big window here next to it, and you see nothing. And that's happened several times.
It just shut down on you?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was some good timing right there.
Oh, that's a quarter to 10.
I mean, to pick up that a couple seconds before it went off.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, that's a little rough. But then earlier it went off also, but it wasn't. The timer wasn't going off.
Yeah.
Are you testing it, or did the ringing scare you off?
It seemed like you, I guess the first thing you probably think would be like, oh, it's a patio, somebody's
Right, walking.
walked up close, but
And if they did walk by it, you'd see them in the big window
yeah,
here.
exactly.
Right.
Plus, being out here, because you have a beautiful property here, and it's pretty sparse. So I mean, that would probably be the first thing that would pop into your
Who's out
mind.
there?
Yeah, who's around my house
Right.
that's in the middle of
Because the doors are locked. We keep the
Yeah.
doors locked. So, yeah.
And then one of the other things you mentioned was sitting here in this room was the light in the hallway.
That's
Yeah, that's primarily me, where I sit on the couch and we have the night lights that are down the hallway and they cast the reflection of light on the floor and you'll see the light block out. And it's not just the light on the wall from the night light, but also on the floor. So it's kind of like,
Like
did
something
someone just walk by? And you look and there's no one there. So, and that happens quite a bit. And it's always in that area. So, and it's always out of the corner of your eye. So you're it's easy to dismiss and say, oh, that's just my mind playing tricks on me or something.
Or the dog walked
right,
by
or something.
Yeah.
Right. It's easy the first couple times to dismiss, but when it continues to happen, your mind says, okay, there's something going on.
Is that a yes? That is the hallway leading to your sunroom, correct?
All the bedrooms,
Yep,
yeah.
correct.
Yes. And that is the next area, that you have talked about is your son doesn't like sleeping in his bed. Can you explain some of that to us?
So I'll put him to sleep at night, and then like clockwork at 1:30 a.m. he will wake up, and he's either crying in his bed or he's running to one of us. And when you go to put him back, he won't. He'll fall asleep with you in your lap, rocking him in the rocking chair. But then when you go to lay him down in the bed, he stands right up. He just wakes right up. He doesn't want to go to sleep in his bed. And his explanation is he'll say that the bed is crying.
The bed is crying.
Right. And at first, he'll be 3 here this coming weekend. So at first you're like, oh, it's a 2-year-old, this is the stuff they do, blah, blah, blah. And I would eventually get him back to sleep in the bed. It would take a few hours to get him to go back to sleep in the bed. But after a while, Brian and I started talking because the things that we were seeing and happening here, we started to think to ourselves, well, maybe his bed is crying and we can't hear it, but he can.
Can you say that again slowly? How big of a rat you use it?
It shouldn't pick up as much though because when you turn on
What year are you in? Were you here before the building was built?
Oh, yeah. And that's a radio station.
You came all the way out here to talk to you. Is there anything you want to say to us about your house? You had strong feelings about the remodel. Do you like how the house has changed?
Of course.
Do you like that we're all here? We're gonna be here for a long time. How long have you been here?
Are you related to anybody here?
I think another thing that makes us think that he's a little bit more open and receptive to it is that we had a dog that passed away in the house, and we didn't really tell him that she passed away. We just told him that she went to the doctor and she's with the doctor, and he would go to this window, the sliding glass doors, and he would be looking out there and he goes, "There's Kona. I see Kona playing." And we never told him that
Right.
she passed away.
I can feel you in here. My ears are popping. The pressure in this room is different. It's heavier in here.
It's way heavier in here.
Mm-hmm. Can you make a noise or say something or touch one of us in some way? Where you can touch this ball and it'll light up for us?
One of the other things that happened too was the noise that I heard when I was out here on the couch watching TV and everybody else was asleep and the dogs were in their rooms meaning their kennels. There was the creak of a door opening. It was like the noise that you would hear like in a scary movie. And it just went, opening up. And it was loud. And I was like, what is that? Never heard that noise before. And I didn't want to investigate that night. I went to bed. So the next day, though, I told everybody, and we checked out everything. We have soft close on all the cabinets here in the kitchen, so it can't be something from that. But we checked out all the doors around here, and nothing makes that noise. Nothing is that loud. So it's really weird.
Where do I look now?
Right, where did that come from? What made that noise? It's just really weird.
How do you feel about Theo? Do you like having kids in this home?
It's like something stepped above us.
Are you the one in Theo's bedroom at night? Are you the one walking around outside?
You hear the humming?
I heard a squeaking.
I heard like a low humming sound.
Which room do you want us to go to? Where do you want to meet us? Do you want us to go to Theo's room?
So I was actually standing right back here in the kitchen by the sink, and I was watching the TV facing this way, and I could see, like, about this high, like just peeking around the corner, you could see it was an outline of like a head, and it was just a dark shadow. The head and then the top of the shoulders, and it was just leaning out. And then I turned, and you catch it ducking back. And another thing in this, it seems like I get a lot when I'm over there too, either there or on the couch, but we have the baby gate there to keep the dogs in. And it was open because Theo was napping, so I leave it open for when he comes out. And I heard it click shut. And the dogs were sleeping on their beds over here. So I was like, I thought Theo was up, and I was looking, and there was no one there. And I went back to the bedroom, and Theo was there fast asleep.
Yeah, it's pretty much. We have no EMF at this time, so I think we'll set up for the SB7 here.
House investigation, time on deck is 22:11.
So as you can see, it picks up the upper cabinet, but as you go lower it, it's nothing.
So this is basically one of the only places we're picking up an
Yes.
EMF reading.
Yeah. The light switch on the other side of this wall right here,
Right.
it's got 4, it does, but that light switch does not.
Okay.
So.
I'm just curious to see if there is anything going on here, and then if Theo actually is seeing things, and just figuring out if that's the case, how we move forward as far as like convincing him or making him feel comfortable with what's here, so that, because so far, I mean, like I said, there's been nothing malicious,
Right.
and we're willing to
I'm curious
live
to see
together.
what other communication, comes out. What other, other forms of communication that we can do and what we get
Yeah.
results.